Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these super adorable beaded dog collars. These are actually built strong enough to withstand walking your dog, so they actually are functional and can be used with the leash. To start, I'm going to show you, because these do not have a clasp, they do not open, I'm going to show you how to measure the dog's head to get the right fit. You're going to need a flexible measuring tape, and you're going to start by measuring the largest point of their head when you would be slipping the collar over. So on this guy right here, we're going to go with this measurement. And I'm going to measure around this point, and it comes to about 15. So now I'm going to test it by holding it at 15 and then just seeing how it slips over, and it slips over just fine. If the tape kind of pulls out a little bit to a larger measurement, keep that measurement. Let's go over the materials you're going to need for this project. First, we're going to start with this stainless steel vinyl coated wire rope. That's a mouthful. So that's what you're going to be looking for, and this size is It's going to give you two sizes when you look for it. So on the inside here, there is a metal rope that is covered by this vinyl coating. And so the measurement on this one is 1/16 of an inch for the wire on the inside. And then plus the coating brings it to 3/32 of an inch. And I got this for $14 on Amazon for 100 feet of it, so this will last forever. You're going to need 1-inch O-rings. These do not pop open, they do not have a hinge, they are solid loop. They don't even have, it's not like a jump ring where there's an opening. It is completely welded together. And once again, the size is 1 inch. These actually come in several different colors: gold, silver, rose gold, bronze, that kind of thing. So you can choose whichever color that you like. And these, I got 10 of them for $8 on Amazon. Next, you will need rubber tubing. This is 6mm by 9mm, and I got this for $7.50 for 3.3 feet on Amazon. And since we'll only be using about 1/2 inch of this at a time, this will really go a long way. Next, you will need these little aluminum sleeves or crimps for wire rope. These are 7mm. If you're looking for the measurement, it also might say M2. And I got 50 of these for $6.30. And of course, you need your bubblegum beads. These are 20mm. And sometimes, I'm just gonna throw this out here and warn you, sometimes these holes are a little small, so I just had to drill these out to make them fit on the size of the wire rope that I have. And my favorite place to get these is Pop Lolly's boutique, because they actually will sell you by the individual bead. You're not stuck ordering 6 to 12 in a package and not using them. So that's a great feature on their website that I haven't been able to find anywhere else. Last thing you're going to need is a crimping tool. This is what crimps these little sleeves down and secures them around the rope to hold everything nice and tight and together. This one, as you can see, it's got measurements at the top, 2.2. That's talking about millimeters. The 2 here is talking about millimeters. I know I can match it up and know that I have the right size. So before I begin, I'm just going to clip 2 pieces of this tubing off. And I need it to be just a little bit longer than these crimps here. So I'm just going to hold it up against there and snip off right behind. And like I said, I'm going to be cutting 2 of these. We're going to need another crimp and 1 O-ring. So to get started, I'm just going to use the end here while it's still connecting to the roll. I'm not going to cut it off yet. I'm going to take my wire rope I'm going to slip one of the pieces of rubber tube over it. I'm going to insert one end into the crimp. I'm going to take the O-ring, place it on, and loop the wire rope around the O-ring and bring it back into the other hole of the crimp, making sure that the end is flush with this side. So once I've got it right there, if I want to make the loop a little bit smaller, I do that by pushing this end back through to tighten it up. And then I'm going to take the crimps here, and then this little crimp goes into here like this, right in its spot. And then once I've got it in there, I'm going to push really firmly down to hold that metal and crimp that rope. And now it has put so much pressure on that wire rope, it's not going to budge. Now I'm going to take this piece of tubing and I'm going to push it up over this crimp just to hide it so everything looks a bit nicer. And it should fit really tight because you don't want it to be sliding on and off. You want it to really stay in place. All right, so once you have that in place, you can start putting your beads on. And I am going to, I know the dog that I'm making this collar for is 16 inches. So I'm going to give myself a little slack. And I'm going, this tool has little cutters on the edge here, and I'm going to place my wire rope in there and just snip it off right there. And now I'm just going to start placing my beads on. Now, once the beads are on, you do want to check your measurement because when your collar is straightened out, it's going to be longer than needed. When you curl it in, you lose some of the length here. And so you want to make sure that whatever length you need to make it to is the inside length of the collar, because that is where the dog's head is going to be going through. So this is where your measurement is. And this place here where you've got your loops and your O-ring is typically about 3 inches long. So then you can just take your measuring tape, hold it in place, push it up around the edge. This can be a little bit awkward to do. So there I can see my measurement is about 13. So I needed this to be 16 inches, which I am spot on at this moment. Now we're going to secure the other end. And I'm going to measure around about the length of the loop. And I'm going to cut it there. Going ahead and snipping the end off. Let me recheck that. That looks like it's going to be about right. So now I'm going to place the sleeve on the crimp. And then this side is going to be different because you can't put the rubber tube on first and then the crimp, because once you crimp and then slide this up over, there's going to be a big gap here, a lot of space, and then your beads are going to separate and you're going to be able to see that gap places, and we don't want that. So this time we've got to do this a little bit differently. We're going to start with the crimp, and then we're going to do the rubber tubing, and then we're going to bring the O-ring in. And now I'm going to go back through the rubber tubing and then back into the crimp. And then, so what it'll look like is this rubber tubing will be up over the loop, and then we will just slide it over the crimp. Making sure that once again, that side is flush with the opening of the crimp. I know that's going to be hard for you guys to see. There's still a lot of nice slack here, so the beads aren't too stiff. And now I'm going to go ahead and crimp that one, securing the wire rope. I like to use a lot of pressure when doing this, just because you want to make sure that you get it good and tight. I'm going to flip this over and do it from the other side. Okay, so that should be good and secure. And now you're just going to slip the piece of rubber tube over that crimp, and you are all done. This is a great gift if you've got dog lovers in your family, or if you have a business and you're looking for other products to add to your line. This is a great one. If you already make freshies, then you're already familiar with the bubblegum beads and probably already have quite a few of them. So this is what both examples look like. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this.